In the 400cc Supersport class, for the past few years there's been one bike that almost felt like it was playing in its own league, the Kawasaki ZX-4RR. It's a small machine with a high-revving inline-four engine, a very distinctive sound, and performance that feels a bit like a miniature superbike, but for the 2026 model year, things might be starting to change. Because QJMotor has just introduced something quite interesting, the QJMotor SRK 421RR. A new supersport bike with an inline-four engine, futuristic styling, and specifications that, if we're being honest, sound very familiar. Let's start with the engine. The SRK 421RR uses an inline-four producing around 76 horsepower at 14,000 RPM, with 28 pound-feet of torque at 13,000 RPM. If those numbers feel a little familiar, that's not a coincidence. The ZX-4RR also produces 76 horsepower just at a slightly higher peak of around 14,500 RPM, so on paper these two bikes look almost like twins, just with different passports. Now we get to the part that usually makes people pay attention right away. Yes, the price. In the UK market, the ESRK 421RR is positioned at around £5,299. For comparison, the ZX-4RR sits closer to £8,799, that's a difference of more than £3,000, and that kind of price gap is big enough to make a lot of riders start looking at alternatives. Of course, when the price is lower, the next question is obvious: are the components also budget level? At least on paper, not really. QJMotor says the bike uses several parts from well-known Japanese suppliers, including FCC for the clutch plates, NTN for bearings, Reich for piston rings, and Daido for the crankshaft bearings. Up front, there's an adjustable upside-down fork. At the rear, the bike uses a multi-link shock absorber from Marzocchi. The braking system also looks serious. 4-piston radial calipers from Brembo clamp down on dual 300mm discs at the front. So at least from the component list, this doesn't look like a typical cheap but risky project. Design-wise, the SRK 421RR also avoids looking ordinary. QJMotor calls it mecha-inspired styling. The tail section is even hollowed out to help airflow and reduce drag. At the front, a large ram air intake immediately suggests this bike was designed with speed in mind. In the cockpit, there's a 7-inch TFT display with smartphone connectivity and navigation mirroring. Riders can also choose between normal and sport riding modes. These modes change the throttle response along with how much traction control and ABS step in. Looking at the overall package, the SRK 421RR is actually quite interesting. It matches the ZX-4RR in power, the component list looks serious, the electronics are fairly complete, and the design clearly tries to stand out. The real question now is simple: can this bike deliver a riding experience that comes close to the ZX-4RR in the real world? Because in small supersport bikes like these, spec sheets do matter, but engine character, handling, and overall quality usually tell the real story. Still, if the real-world performance comes close to what the numbers suggest, the SRK 421RR could become one of the most interesting challengers to the ZX-4RR in today's 400cc supersport class. So what do you think? If the price really is much lower, would you consider this bike over the ZX-4RR? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.